Yeah.
At this rate, the Girl Scouts will be half the size of what they are right now in 10 years from now. Their membership is falling off quick, and I think one of the reasons is that people who care about their kids, they care about their little girls, I would say the majority of them, and I'm going to say probably 95% of parents who really care about their little girls do not want them being lesbians at 24 years of age. They would see that as a negative. Now, there's a 6% out there that are thinking, yeah, I would love for my girl to grow up, become a lesbian, and never get married, and never, ever, ever, ever fulfill God's role for her as a woman. There are a few out there, but I'm even talking about people who aren't Christians. Your average Muslim or your average Buddhist or your average Hindu. My guess is the average parent in America, I'm talking 95% of parents in America, are not going to be keen on their kids growing up and becoming lesbians and homosexuals at 24 years of age. It's one reason why I have a hard time understanding why they attend schools or they send their kids, their little 6 and 7, 8, 9-year-old kids to schools with the GLSEN sponsored signs plastered all over the facilities. I'm having a hard time understanding that. Now, I think the average parent is still ignorant as to what the Kevin Jennings agenda is all about in public schools. But we're talking about Douglas County K-12 schools where we have 6 and 7 and 8-year-old kids walking these hallways, and they're being indoctrinated in the GLSEN agenda. And I'm not sure their parents are aware of this. I would love to ask these parents, is it your objective that your kids be well indoctrinated in lesbianism and homosexuality such that they will become the future lesbians of America at 24 years of age? And I think 94%, 95, 96% of Americans would say that's unacceptable. That's not my vision for my little girl. Yeah. I don't want my little girl turning into a lesbian. I would find that to be a negative in her life. And if I had my druthers, if I had a choice right now, if I could put influences into her life right now that would be positive, these influences would point her towards a nuclear family where a husband and a wife are together and raising kids in a nuclear family, a functional family in the year 2025. I think the average American family still believes that, despite the fact that they're overwhelmed with the propaganda on the left.
Yeah, do you think that they, even if they understand it a little bit, do you think that it's more couched in the idea of tolerance and maybe fear that if they, that they pulled their kids out of school, that, they wouldn't be able to teach them, or that, they would lose their social